We're living increasingly in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and an ambiguous world. VUCA, you may have heard, is characterizing the environment in which planners, development planners, have to project and see into the future without a crystal ball. So the importance of foresighting is so fundamental because we need to find ways and tools to enable the UN, UNDP, government partners at national and subnational levels to be able to look into that future with trends and projections of all sorts of analyses and to make sense of it in a non-linear manner. Planning as we have known it has been very linear. If we look today at South Africa's National Development Plan, developed and launched in 2012, it projected economic growth of 4 to 5% and planned accordingly. The reality today, 6-7 years into the implementation of the plan, is very different. This is a very clear lesson that planning must take into account different realities, and strategic foresighting is precisely a tool that helps us do that. As UNDP, the United Nations Development Program, we've really been grateful for the opportunity presented by the Delivering Together facility to have some resources to be able to put into practice here in South Africa how foresighting can be useful. Our journey with foresighting started back in 2016 actually, where together with the Center for Public Service Innovation, we convened a workshop that brought very senior planners from across Africa to look at how strategic foresighting has worked for some countries that have been in the forefront of applying foresighting techniques like Rwanda, and others that are considering taking up foresighting as part of this journey. And from there, we started to look at entry points, both with national partners, but also as a UN country team, to apply foresighting into the various planning processes that we are embarking on. So for the UN, we have applied foresighting as we have started to develop our vision statement for the next UN Development Assistance Framework, or what we call here as the Strategic Cooperation Framework, and have applied it at the subnational level with the provincial government of Eastern Cape, as they had looked at reviewing their development plan, their provincial development plan, and we have also applied it with the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation as they are looking into the development of the next 5-year plan and how foresighting can be introduced as a tool for that planning. Let's not forget that South Africa, as a country, back in 1994, had already started to look into scenarios, something called the Dino Keng scenarios, and more recently now today in 2018, the Indlula Miti scenarios. So South Africa is a country that has applied scenarios in looking into alternative futures. However, in between 1994 and 2018, there has been lesser uptake of foresighting approaches and techniques. But I think this provides the country now at this critical juncture of developing their 5-year plan with some very innovative ways of looking into the future and planning for alternatives. So we are really looking to partner now with the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation in the development of the 5-year plan to apply foresighting. The department has set up a team to actually look at foresighting in 4 specific areas. Looking at the global political economy, looking at demographics, looking at climate change, and looking at the disruptive nature of technology and the 4th Industrial Revolution. Those are 4 specific areas that teams have already been commissioned from across the government departments, but also centers of excellence and academic institutions to actually look at how to apply foresighting in those 4 domains. At the subnational level and at the provincial level in the Eastern Cape, as I was saying earlier, they are looking into applying foresighting now. There's a community of practice of foresight practitioners that has been assembled, and they are working in the office of the Premier of the province to actually start moving the foresighting agenda forward.